What is up? What is happening? It is your boy, Chaotic JGD 21, and I have a frog in my throat. Good lord. Welcome back to another predecessor stress test gameplay video. And this time, we're playing as the dead man, Sevarog, the Reaper. I do not know how to play him very well, but the game before this one, I was trying to test him out, and the person in lane in the last match was just ridiculous, and we ended up, I don't know if Britick was 5-stacking at that time, but we were able to, we got into another game with Britick on the opposite side, and yeah, his team was just destroying us. So we ended up having to surrender that match. So was getting into the next one, and one of the people that were on my team, you know, I put in the little chat at the beginning. I was like, hey, you know, I'm still learning, so sorry if I suck. And one of the people, really nice. This is what needs to happen with most of the community that plays MOBAs. I let them know, like, hey, I sucked. We didn't get into that match, but before it disconnected or whatever happened, oh, somebody didn't pick their hero or whatever, and so we got booted out of that match. So before that, this person said, hey, it's okay. We're all here to learn. Have fun. I was like, okay, cool. So they're not going to be too terribly mad when I go like 0 and like 10. So I was like, all right, whatever. And so I ended up trying to queue up for another match, and it got into this bad boy. The person that I'm going against, gamer name P Weenie, was playing Chimera on the other side, and that was the person that was on my team previously before we had to like redo everything. So this was really cool to come across a person that knew that I was new to the game, or at least new to this, and they were taking it easy on me, at least for a little bit. I think for like the first maybe 5 to 10 minutes, they were taking it easy on me, and I appreciate that. I like that. I mean, when it gets more into like more competitiveness and more, I don't care if you're new or not, I'm gonna just destroy you. Then, you know, whatever. You know, when the game's like a year in, but and you're in like a ranked mode or whatever. Like, if you're new, you shouldn't be in ranked unless you've got like a stack, whether it's a 2-stack, 3-stack, 4-stack, or a full 5-stack team. Because sometimes you need that communication, and when you don't have the communication, it sucks. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. Just wanted to give a shout out to that person for being really nice, really kind, not being, oh, well, if you suck, maybe you should uninstall the game, or if you suck, why are you even playing the game for? I've come across people like that. That's why I don't play League of Legends, and I played Smite for a little bit, but that's also why I stopped playing Smite. Towards the end, Paragon was getting a little toxic-ish, so I just wanted to give kudos to that person. Now, because I realized that they were going to take it easy on me, I spent a little bit more time in the item shop. So the previous match, I'd picked the wrong crest. I'd picked the wrong really everything. And I failed to realize that when you're looking at the hero stuff, which is the very first video that I put up, definitely go check out Intro to Predecessor. You'll know that Sevarog main thing is ability damage. That's how he deals damage. Like, of course, he's wielding this big old huge hammer, but the bulk of his attack is ability damage. So you want to try to make sure that you level up that ability damage, which is what I was starting to do. I was looking up what items did what things, and if they give me health, if they give me ability damage, if they give me attack speed, whatever. You can pause the video at any time, and when I'm hovering over stuff, and you can check and see what's going on. One thing to also note about Sevarog is there's this, I guess passive, I guess it is for him. When you're last hitting a minion in Predecessor, if you use the Siphon or the root ability, I forgot what it was called. If you use those to kill a minion, it goes towards your passive. And once you get X amount of minions killed, you actually start to see these shoulder pads that grow on Sevarog. And that's part of his passive that gives him more ability power. I think movement speed or something like that. You can go back and check the intro to Predecessor, and you can look up the when I go over Sevarog, you can read the little tab there. But yeah, it was very interesting. I forgot to last hit minions with my abilities, and I was just wanting to just swing that hammer around all over the place. I believe we're almost in like the 7.5 minute mark here, and our buddy that we talked good about earlier is no longer taking it easy. I believe they feel that it's been long enough that I've got the hang of what I'm supposed to do, and they were just starting to obliterate me. I also noticed that what a lot of people do, especially me, is I get too excited when I start to push, and I overextend. So overextending means you're pushing too hard into the enemy lane's tower area, and you leave yourself open for the enemy jungler to sneak in and either kill you or help the laner get the kill. There was a couple of times where I'd go to do something and I wasn't able to get out like I did right there, and I'd either get stuck on a bunch of minions or something would happen and I'd hit the wall. And I wouldn't get stuck on the minions or the wall. It was just I would run right into it, and that's how I would end up dying. What I really like about this game is the communication pinging system. It's still going to take me a little bit of time to get used to, but to be a great communicator, you got to be able to make sure that you use the communication as great as you can, or as good as you can, I should say. If you're going toe to toe with somebody in lane, let's just use this game as an example. Me and Chimera, we're going toe to toe, and then all of a sudden, he's gone. Well, I don't know where he's at, so how do I let my mid laner know that there's a possible gank from the right lane to the mid lane? Well, I got to make sure I use that pinging system, and I got to let them know, hey, enemy missing right, or I can say careful mid, or whatever. And that goes with the other lanes as well. So I mean, if the mid laner sees the jungler, cross mid lane in through the river and go to try to get a river buff or whatever, they got to let the duo lane know, like, hey, careful left lane, because junglers coming, or well, you can't really tell them the jungler's coming. You could just say careful left lane, or you could say enemy missing mid, even though you're fighting somebody in the mid lane. If somebody understands the pinging system, they'll understand, like, oh, if they're already fighting somebody, that means they must have saw somebody in lane that's coming to our lane, so we need to be careful. That's where the wards come into play. And I believe in my last video I made mention of the wards. I did not make any attempt to use a ward in this game, which I really should have. Those early ganks that happened against me probably wouldn't have really happened. But it did, and you live and learn. And just like I'm learning that with Sevarog, you got to build him to be a tanky boy. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to find stuff that would up my ability damage and also give me health as well. So that way I could sustain myself in a fight and be able to take it to him. I also needed to build physical or energy armor, but I kind of failed to do so. And I think once this game actually comes out for early release or whatever they're gonna do, like a beta stage or something like that, where they kind of do like a half full release of the game, if that makes sense. And if they I'm sure they will implement a bot mode. That's where you can literally test out all of your builds. That's what I did with Fault. I just play their bot system a lot because I really don't care too much for Fault, but I'm glad it is there. And but what I end up doing is I'd play as Sparrow, or I'd play as Decker, and I'll go in and I'll play the match and I'll build it a certain way. If I like the way that I made the build, then I'll save. I make note of it in my notepad, so when I play next time, I just have my notepad up on my second monitor, and I just play the game. I'm like, oh, I got to build into this. Okay, cool. All right, next I'm going to build into this. Oh, okay, cool. One thing that I do like about Predecessor is that you don't have to build boots. Most MOBAs, boots give you movement speed, attack speed, movement speed, and whatever else, movement speed and health. And this game won't require you to build boots in order to gain movement speed. So that I like that. So that way you're not having a slot taken up for just boots. You can build what your character really needs to be built with. I mean, there's certain roles that just no matter who you pick, you're gonna build the same exact way. Like some ADCs in this type of a game, they're all going to be built the same way. Well, you're going to get tired of playing that way all the dang time. So that's where the bot games come in. Or if you want to go a little bit crazier and try your new build out while playing against people, you can go out and be all kinds of crazy. Build something like, in the Paragon days, I forgot who it was that I watched. They built, I think it was crit Decker or something like that. It was something crazy, and for some reason, because of their knowledge and skill of the game, it worked. And so, sometimes you can get really lucky, and something like that'll work for you. I know that would never work for me, so I'd have to definitely stick with the build that's made for that specific role. There's some characters that you'll over time you'll learn what you can and can't do with them, And it was really hard to try to figure all of that out in just one day. Another really cool thing that I like about MOBAs is even if you're down and out, or even if you think you're down and out, there's still a possible way for you and your team to come back, and I love that. Um, there's been a couple of games where it's like, hey, we've lost our first tower and our on our right and duo lane. The enemy team has like 2 raptor camps, and they're just constantly just killing and killing. Well, guess what? If you guys work as a team and you get together and you work everything out and you don't put blame on anybody and you guys play calm, cool, and collected, your team can come back from that and you guys can win the game. And so whenever this game does come out and you do get a chance to play this, don't sit there and try to call for a surrender at like 10 minutes into the game. Now, there are stipulations to that. Like if it's 10 minutes into the game and somebody's literally purposely throwing the game, like just walking up to the enemy team and just letting them kill them, then definitely you'd want to surrender, because that person's just being a douchebag and they shouldn't be playing. That's how I feel about that. But but yeah, you definitely don't want to sit there and you're 15 minutes in, one tower's down. The other team's kind of pushing pretty hard. It looks like they've got it all together. Your team can pull it back together, and you guys can come back and win too. So, yeah, it's so hard for me to like figure out how to explain how much fun this game is, and I find myself fumbling over my words because I try to find. It's really hard to find that one word that describes how fun this game is, and there's really not one word. Like, you can't just describe this game in one word. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's phenomenal. It's whatever you want it to be. And like I said in earlier videos, I cannot wait for this game to actually like release. And so with that, we are going to be coming to a close here pretty soon. So I will let the video play out. I might put some music, I might not, I might surprise you, I don't know. So you better stay tuned and let me know what you think about the game so far. Be sure to check out the other videos if this is the first video that you stumble upon. Definitely make sure to go check out my other videos, especially starting with the intro to Predecessor. That gives like a little bit of a overview of all the heroes, their abilities, what they do, and I kind of go over the items a little bit, but I don't talk about every single one. So yeah, definitely go check all that out. Definitely make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz, because when this game fully releases, I'm definitely going to be making a lot more content with Predecessor. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you're expecting. Let me know what you think could be better. I don't know what could be, other than me being better at the game. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really do hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Allied towers destroyed. Allied tower under attack.